So here we see a cell where we have our homologous chromosomes paired up in the middle of the cell, and the first, in meiosis 1, these homologous chromosomes are going to get pulled apart, and then eventually it divides into two daughter cells, and then they will move to the middle of the cell, where then the sister chromatids get pulled apart. And then we have cytokinesis happen again. Oops. Cytokinesis occurs, and now you have 4 daughter cells. Well, and then in this case, I'm not showing you the effects of crossing over, so it looks like you have 2 identical cells, but in reality, crossing over has occurred, so there's more variation than what you see here. And then these would all be haploid cells. However, sometimes errors can occur. We see here when the homologous chromosomes are supposed to separate, sometimes it happens where maybe like the spindle fiber right here wasn't attached and it didn't separate the sister chromatids. And so then when the cells go through cytokinesis and then they go to divide again, homologous chromosomes have separated. So you see here, they got separated into 2 daughter cells. Well, then they're going to move to the middle of the cell where now the sister chromatids are going to separate. And then when cytokinesis occurs, we see here that now we have 2 cells that have an extra, I don't know why it does that, have an extra chromosome, while 2 of the cells are missing a chromosome. So when we look at what this is called, here, when the homologous pairs fail to separate, this is called nondisjunction. So nondisjunction of homologous pairs results in pretty much all of the gametes having the incorrect number of chromosomes. So when you have an extra set, this is called trisomy. And when you're missing one, it's like you only have, it's called monosomy. I really don't know how to pronounce those. Okay. Now, the other option of nondisjunction, maybe the homologous chromosomes do separate just fine, and then cytokinesis occurs, and then the chromosomes move to the middle of the cell, and then the sister chromatids go to separate. In this situation, you could see here how these 2 cells are regular N, but then these ones have, this gamete has an extra, and this is missing. So now, nondisjunction happening in M2 is has less severe consequences because only half of the gametes are affected, versus when nondisjunction happens in meiosis 1 when the homologous chromosomes fail to separate, because then every daughter cell is affected. So again, when you have chromosomes not separating correctly, whether it's homologous or sister chromatids, you end up with a not correct number of chromosomes in the haploid cell, and this is the result of nondisjunction.